I bet you've heard that stepping on a rusty nail is dangerous, but do you know why? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of tetanus, infections, and why that rusty nail in your backyard might be more dangerous than you think. Okay, so you're walking barefoot in your backyard and suddenly, ouch! You've just stepped on a rusty nail. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a little puncture, no big deal, right? Wrong. That tiny hole in your foot could be the gateway to a world of trouble. You see, puncture wounds are sneaky. They might look small on the surface, but they can go deep, potentially damaging tissues, muscles, and even bones. But wait, there's more. That rusty nail isn't just a physical threat. It's potentially carrying a whole host of microscopic nasties. We're talking bacteria like Staphylococcus, Pseudomonas, and the big bad wolf of puncture wounds, Clostridium tetani, the bacteria responsible for tetanus. Now, let's talk about the star of our show, tetanus. This isn't your average infection, folks. Tetanus is caused by the bacteria Clostridium tetani, which, loves to hang out in soil and, you guessed it, on rusty nails. But here's the kicker. It's not actually the rust that causes tetanus. The bacteria just happen to like the same environments where you find rusty nails. Mind blown yet? When these bacteria get into your body through a wound, they release a toxin that affects your nervous system. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. We're talking painful muscle contractions, spasms, and in severe cases, it can even be fatal. The symptoms can include jaw cramping, hence the nickname lockjaw, muscle spasms, trouble swallowing, and even seizures. So what do you do if you step on a rusty nail? First things first, don't panic. But also, don't ignore it. You need to act fast. Start by washing your hands. We don't want to add any more bacteria to the mix. Then, stop any bleeding by applying gentle pressure with a clean cloth. Next up, it's cleaning time. Rinse that wound with clean water for a good 5 to 10 minutes. You want to get rid of any dirt or debris that might have hitched a ride on that nail. Once you've cleaned the wound, apply a thin layer of antibiotic cream and cover it with a clean bandage. But your job isn't done yet. You need to seek medical attention, especially if the wound is deep, the nail was rusty, or if you can't remember the last time you had a tetanus shot. And if you start noticing signs of infection like redness, swelling, or fever, get to a doctor ASAP. They might recommend a tetanus booster or prescribe antibiotics. Remember, when it comes to puncture wounds, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, let's bust some myths. You might have heard that rust causes tetanus, but that's not exactly true. Any puncture wound can potentially cause tetanus, not just those from rusty nails. The number one way to protect ourselves is vaccination. Tetanus vaccines are incredibly effective at preventing the disease. Most of us get vaccinated as children, but we need booster shots every 10 years to stay protected. If you do get a puncture wound, don't hesitate to get a booster if you're not sure when your last one was. Prevention is key, people, so keep your tetanus shots up to date. Wear shoes in areas where there might be nails or sharp objects, and always take puncture wounds seriously. Your feet and your nervous system will thank you. And there you have it, folks. The next time you see a rusty nail, you'll know exactly why it's not to be messed with. Remember, a little caution goes a long way in protecting yourself from tetanus and other nasty infections. So keep those feet protected, those tetanus shots up to date, and don't hesitate to seek medical attention if you do get a puncture wound. Stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you next time for more fascinating science.